is this beautiful edge design featuring flowers at the bottom and an open top. On this video, I'll teach you how to do the Floral Diamonds Edge. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. Okay, so for this design, we're actually going to work it lengthwise, meaning we're going to create the width of the edge first, and then you're going to work it as long as you want. So make a slip knot, and let's begin row 1. For row 1, you're going to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to work 1 bubble stitch into the 5th chain from the hook. So a bubble stitch is basically 3 double crochets together. So you're going to be finding the first chain that you made, this one here. So yarn over, go into that first chain that you made, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop right there. Now you're going to do 2 more of those, yarn over, into that same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. Yarn over, insert your hook into the chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and stop. Now you're going to have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. And this basically ends the repeat. So this is going to be, let me see here. This is just like a weird design. So this is one of the petals of the little flower that you make. So now you would repeat this however many times you want to create the length that you want, as mentioned. So let's do this a few more times together. Go back to the beginning of the repeat by chaining 5. And now we're going to be doing a bubble stitch into the first chain that you made. So you skip 4 chains backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the 5th, do a bubble stitch, which is 3 double crochets together. So you insert your hook, pull through 2 only, yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 only, and then 1 more time. Yarn over, pull through 2. Now you have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. And so there we have it. That's basically the repeat. And the more you create of these, the more flowers you're going to have in the end. So I'm going to do it once again with you. Repeat starts by chaining 5. Then we're going to be skipping 4 chains and doing 3 double crochets into the next chain for a bubble stitch. And that's 2. And that is 3. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. So I'm going to do this off camera maybe 3 or 4 more times to be able to have a wider sample for you. So remember, the repeat starts with chaining 5, and then you do 1 bubble stitch into the 5th chain from the hook. Do that however many times you need to create the length of the edge that you want, and then I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so I've done 3 more of those petals. So you want to finish this with an even number of these like petals. I should have mentioned that. So an even number of bubble stitches. In my case, I have 6 here. And this here is the end of row 1. Now for row 2, we're not going to flip our work. We're just going to rotate. So if you have your work like this, which is how you've been working it, you can go ahead and rotate it 90 degrees. And now from here, we're just going to chain 7. This is the beginning of row 2, by the way. So chain 7. And now you're going to work a bubble stitch into the base of the first bubble stitch. The base of the bubble is that chain that you went into originally, right? So you can see those double crochets coming out of this spot, and that's the chain that you work them into. So that's where you're going to work your second bubble stitch as well. So yarn over, go into that same chain, pull up a loop, and work your legs of the double crochet. You're going to work 3 of them. That's 2, and this is 3. 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. And let me see here. Now we're going to begin the row repeat. The repeat starts by chaining 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now into the base of the next bubble, you're going to work a single crochet. And for that, you know how we have our work like this. You can find that next chain here, the chain where the next bubble comes out of. Into that spot, we're working a single crochet. Now we chain 7. And then do a bubble into the next base of the next bubble. That same chain space there. Into it, do a bubble stitch, which is 3 double crochets together. Oh, sorry. I got caught here. Let me undo and reinsert my hook. This happens. So let's do 7, 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay. Now we go into the base of the next bubble with a bubble stitch. I think it's because my chain is twisting. So into here, another bubble stitch. Four loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. And this is what you want to do all the way down. You're going to be alternating between doing single crochets and a bubble stitch. So the repeat begins by chaining 7 and then doing 1 single crochet into the next bubble, then chaining 7 and then doing a bubble into the next bubble. So I'm going to finish this off together with you. 5, 6, 7. Into the next base, I'll do a single crochet. Single crochet. Then my chain 7. Then into the base of the next bubble, a bubble stitch. And I'm doing this with you because I want to show you that at the very end here, you're going to do your final bubble there. And the very edge, you're just going to finish off by doing a chain 7. And now you're going to do a single crochet at the base of the next bubble, which is that first chain that you made. So into there, just create your last single crochet. And this is what you're going to have at the end of it. This here is the end of row 2. Now we're not going to be rotating our work. We're just going to flip it 180 degrees so that we can now work this side of it. You basically have, your bubbles that create these petals, but you need the top ones at this point. So once you've flipped it 180 degrees, we're going to be beginning row 3. And row 3 is essentially just a repeat of row 2. So we're going to start with a chain 7. And into the base of the next bubble, we're going to do a bubble stitch. So now you can kind of just see the hole that connects them all together. Into there, do a bubble stitch, which is a double crochet 3 together. And now we can begin the row repeat. The repeat starts by chaining 7. And then doing a single crochet into the next bubble. So single crochet into the next bubble. Then we chain 7. And then do a bubble stitch into the next base of the next bubble, which again is that kind of little hole that connects them all together. This is my 3rd double crochet. Yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. And so now you have a better visual of the little flower that I was talking about, surrounded by these chain 7s. So this is flower 1. This is now flower 2. And so you're going to continue doing that repeat. Chain 7, 1 single crochet into the next base of the bubble. Chain 7, 1 bubble into the next base of the bubble. Because my sample is so small, I'm just going to do it together with you. So I'm doing my chain 7. And then into the next base of the bubble, a single crochet, chain 7, and then a bubble into the next bubble. And now to finish this off, we're just going to do a chain 7. And we're going to do a single crochet at the base of the next bubble, which, let me lay this flat for you to be able to see it. So you see I have these flowers here. I want a single crochet kind of at the edge here. And so that's the base of the next bubble. It's going to be kind of the top here where the double crochets together are connected. It's the top of the bubble stitch, essentially. So into there, a single crochet. And now you have this beautiful flowers connected to one another. Now we're going to move on to row 4. For row 4, we're going to do a slip stitch into each of the next 3 chains. So now you can actually start working it this way here. So the next 3 chains are, from the chain 7. So slip stitch into 1, slip stitch into 2, slip stitch into 3. And there we go. And now we're going to chain 7. And this chain 7 counts as a double crochet and a chain 4, by the way. And now we're going to begin the row repeat. The repeat starts by doing 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 spaces. So essentially, we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next chain space, the next chain 7 space. So around it, insert your hook and do a double crochet. And now you're going to do a double crochet into the next chain space as well. So yarn over around the chain space, pull up a loop, and complete your double crochet. Okay. Now we're going to, let me see here, we're going to do a chain 7. And that there ends the repeat. So let's go back to the beginning of the repeat. The repeat starts by doing 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 chain spaces. So around the chain 7 space, 1 double crochet. And around the next chain 7 space, 1 double crochet. And now you would chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is what you'll repeat all the way to the end. And then when you get to the very edge, after you do your chain 7, you're only going to have 2 spaces left. So we're not going to finish off with a complete repeat. We're going to do the following. So you'd go back to the beginning of the repeat and do a double crochet around the next chain space. And then 1 into the next chain space, which is the very last one here. But now you're not going to do a chain 7. Instead, you're going to do a chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And from this chain 7 space here, you're going to find the 4th chain from bottom to top, and into it do a double crochet. So we go from bottom to top here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Into that 4th chain, I'm going to work my last double crochet. This one here. Now this here is the end of row 4. Now let's do row 5, which is our final row. You're going to chain 5, which counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. And now you can flip your work. We're going to do 1 double crochet into the chain 4 space. So into this first chain 4 space, just 1 double crochet. Then you're doing 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets, which are the ones that you made here. So into the double crochets, 1 double crochet. That's my first one. And that is my second. Now we're going to be doing the following repetition twice. You're going to chain 2 and do 1 single crochet into the next chain space. Then you're going to chain 2 and do 1 single crochet into the same chain space. Into the same chain space as single crochet. And then you chain 2 and do 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. So 1 double crochet here and 1 double crochet here. That there ends the repeat. I'll do it again with you because this one's a bit tricky. Going back to the beginning of the repeat. So the repeat starts by chaining 2 and then doing 1 double crochet around the next chain space. Then you chain 2 and do 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. Then you would chain 2. And if you have more stitches to go, for me, this is like the very last one here. So that's going to be different, but I'm just going to verbalize the repeat. After you do the 2 double crochets into the double crochets, chain 2, then you would do the following repetition twice. Into the next chain space, you chain 2 and do 1 single crochet. So chain 2, 1 single crochet 2 times into the next chain space. Then you chain 2 and do 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 double crochets. So when we're at the very end here, after you do the 2 double crochets into the double crochets and you chain 2, you would do 1 single crochet into the very last turning chain or chain space. Just 1 single crochet there. Then you're going to chain 2. And to finish off, we're going to do a double crochet into the 3rd chain from the turning chain. So I'm seeing it from the back. I'm going to count from bottom to top. So 1, 2, 3. Into that 3rd chain, you're going to do a double crochet. And this here is the end of the repeat and the end of your row 5. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut off my yarn and thread my ends through. Okay, and here we have it. This one's really pretty, you guys. I really like those like flowers at the bottom, and then the top gets a little bit more open. This is a really cool and unique look. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.